Make no mistake about it. This is a must-win game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Going down 1-3 on the year would be catastrophic. This team has to find a way to win. Think of the LA Rams game last year after we lost to Dallas. A must-win situation where nobody thought we could win. We went in and we did it. This is that situation. Even though it's early in the season, I don't see any other choice the Eagles have but to find a way to beat Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. If you want to save this season, you got to win on Thursday. 18th pick in the NFL draft.
Hey, make us lunch. We're hungry.
Dallas still stinks. You everybody doing? King Ding back here, and I hope everybody's having a great Monday. Look, it's been a depressing, frustrating 24 hours. I'm pissed, man. I'm pissed that we lost to the Detroit Lions. I think it's an unexcusable loss. You cannot lose this game. And I don't mean no disrespect to the Lions, but they came in and did what they had to do. But man, the Eagles can't afford to lose. This was a game we cannot afford to lose. It is not. And to me, it puts us in a really tough situation. It puts us in a desperate situation, not just because you don't want to go down 1-3, but because of the teams in the NFC, because of how good Dallas has been playing. I'm concerned and I'm worried. And look, there's a lot of things to unpack with this whole game yesterday. Yeah, there really is. And I didn't rewatch it. I didn't even watch. Basically, I didn't watch the Sunday night game. I didn't watch most of the 4 o'clock games. I watched a little of the end of the Giants game. We got the same record as the Giants right now. How pathetic is that? Really? I mean, that's horrible, man. And we're in a tough situation, and we're going to get a little more into that in this Green Bay game in a minute, But there's a few things I got to say. First thing, I think it's very fair. It's very fair to say that a lot of Eagle fans, a lot of us out there overestimated the depth that we have on this team. We thought we were one of the deepest teams in the league, but I think what we're seeing is that some of the guys that we thought a little more of aren't as good as we thought, at least not yet. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about specifically the wide receiver position. You lose DeSean Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey, and we were all happy about J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. He's the dude that can go up and win the one-on-one battle. That's why we drafted him. He is like an Alshon Jeffrey type guy. And I bought into it. I'm all for it. Yesterday, with the game on the line, he goes up. The ball. And a beautiful, beautiful pass. Perfect pass. Hits his wrist. Both hands on it. Miss. Hits his wrist and bounces to the ground. That's not what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to make that catch. Alshon Jeffrey makes that catch. I believe 90% of the receivers in the league make that catch. It was a perfect pass. Where was Arcega-Whiteside the rest of the game besides that play? Where was he last week? If you look at his all-22 last week, there wasn't very much separation. Yes, he's a rookie, and he's got a lot to learn, but he didn't show up. It's a letdown. I keep thinking, what if the Eagles took DK Metcalf there? He was on the board. I bet you DK Metcalf makes that play. He's already made some plays in Seattle just as good as that. So, I think it's fair to say right now that our depth at the wide receiver position is not as good as we thought. It is not as good because we look totally different without Alshon Jeffrey and DeSean Jackson, especially DeSean Jackson. But we need Alshon Jeffrey back this week. So, you have him, you have Matt Collins. He drops a ball. You have Nelson Aguilar. I've never, ever in my life, and I mean this truthfully, I've never seen a guy air fumble. The wind blows and he fumbles. Maybe the earth is rotating, and that's why the ball slipped out of his hands. I don't know. But he fumbled and nobody touched him. I've never seen it. Never seen that. 3 points. Peters went over there. I don't know if you guys heard, and Peters started yelling at him, and then he got all frustrated. And there was like a little bit of an argument, whatever, and then he was all pissed. In the second half, he scored 2 touchdowns. To me, I don't care about those touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar. I'm telling you, when I think of Nelson Aguilar, I think of Chip Kelly. I just do, But they let us down. 7 drops. Horrible, horrible, horrible performance. Goddard, too. I mean, look, man, we give Dallas a hard time, right? We give the Cowboy fans a hard time about their team and whatever, and they're playing nobodies, but they're taking care of business, and you got to give them credit. And not only that, they get production out of their draft picks. They're getting production out of the guys that they drafted. So you got to give them some credit. Now, I hate that team. I still want them. But we're not getting the same production out of our team. Listen, Goddard dropped the ball. Aguilar, first-round pick. Brandon Graham, first-round pick, no sacks. Derek Barnett, no sacks. I took so much heat for my opinion of when they drafted Derek Barnett. I took a lot of crap. People said he broke Reggie White's record in college. Let me tell you, Reggie White didn't go 3 games without a sack. Reggie White was something else. Okay? Derek Barnett is no Reggie White. That doesn't mean he can't be good. Okay? He impressed me his rookie year, and I changed my tune on him. I liked what he did before he got hurt last year. But this year, I need him to have a breakout year. No sacks. And I don't want to hear about pressures. I can't stand when people say, well, this guy gets a lot of pressure and this guy gets a lot of pressure. Pressures are great, but some of them have to become sacks. We have 1 sack by a defensive end, Timmy Jernigan, who is not playing. We have 2 sacks on the year with Jernigan and Sendejo. Not good enough, guys. Not good enough. We need our young guys to produce. Miles Sanders. Nobody was more bullish on Miles Sanders than me. Right now, he makes me look like a dingbat. Let's face it, okay? I mean, the guy bounces everything around. He did hit the holes a little bit yesterday. I thought he improved somewhat in the run game, but those fumbles are inexcusable. Those fumbles are inexcusable. 2 fumbles on the same drive! Inexcusable! God, it pisses me off. I still think he's got talent. I still think he could be good, but he clearly is not ready to be the featured back. And let me say this. Well, what's the problem with Jordan Howard? I don't want to hear that they just use certain guys in certain situations. They don't like Jordan Howard, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it because he can't catch out backfield. No duh. Okay? But he's your best running back. You got to use him more. You got to find a way. It's very frustrating, and it's not one thing, it's not the other. Then you got all these crazy people on Overreaction Monday. And Mark Holmes, let me tell you, he makes sure to put a video out about what the stupid idiot dingbats on ESPN are saying about how the offensive line doesn't like blocking for Carson Wentz and how the receivers don't like catching. They don't want to play for him, not like Nick Foles. And there were times where the offensive line's standing around. No doubt about it. But to say that these guys, the offensive linemen, the receivers, are doing it on purpose. I mean, I don't know how you guys take it, but when I hear that, to me what you're saying is Jason Peters, Brandon Brooks, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Mac Hollins, Aguilar, all the guys, Arthego, they all are assholes. Excuse my language. But they're all jerks. Because I don't care if you like a player or don't like a player on a team. When he's wearing the same uniform, you do your job. You protect him. That's what you do. And to say that these guys would let him get hurt, sacrifice your season, sacrifice wins because you just don't like a guy. What you're saying isn't bad about Carson Wentz. What you're saying is bad about them. You're saying they're not very good people. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree. Yeah, they were caught flat-footed. They were caught standing around. But it wasn't because they hate a guy or they're not good teammates. Because that's what you're saying. And that's just wrong. That's just wrong to try to attach intentions like that on people. I don't like Nelson Aguilar as a player. Great person. Okay? When I talk about somebody, it's never about their character. I'm not going after people's character. But I am going after if they're a good player or not. When you say things like that, like they don't play because they don't like the quarterback, you're going after their character as far as I'm concerned, and that's wrong. That is totally wrong. But it is what it is. Carson Wentz wasn't perfect, believe me. He was not perfect. Far from it. But here's the difference. You tell me a quarterback that went 30 for 30, 29 for 29, 40 for 40. You tell me a guy who threw every perfect pass. Doesn't happen. All players All quarterbacks are going to miss throws here or there. Going to underthrow, overthrow. It happens. But when the game was on the line, he threw, and you need that one drive to set yourself up for a field goal or touchdown. Matt Collins drops it. He drops it. Arcega-Whiteside drops it. The week before, Aguilar. Carson came up big when it counted the most. Those players came up short for him, in my opinion. Now we got to go play Green Bay. Because I'm scared. Because if you go down 1-3, you're in trouble. To me, 2-2 is a lot better than 1-3. Now here's why. Here is why I am actually nervous like hell about this game. Because if you lose and you go to 1-3, okay, you come back, you play the Jets, probably win. But then you have to go play Minnesota, in Minnesota. That's not an easy game. Then you got to play Dallas Sunday night in Dallas. Not an easy game, okay? And you get up emotionally for that. You're ready to go. You're ready to come out. You're ready to play that night. Then you lose. Then the next week, you're at Buffalo. That game's a lot harder to get up for. And they're 3-0. They're a good team too. So those are 3 games on the road with teams with a combined 1 loss, okay? And Minnesota's a good team. You could lose all 3 of those games. So what I'm saying is the season is quickly getting away from us. And if you lose this game against Green Bay, you're probably not going to win the division. Dallas is going to be like 3 games up. Okay, so then you're focused on wild card, right? You need a wild card. Well, now look at the teams in the NFC West. You got the Rams undefeated, the Niners undefeated. You have in the NFC North, you have Minnesota. They're pretty good. Green Bay's good. I think Chicago will rebound. Okay, so the situation is you're going to have possibly 3 conference losses. You have a lot of teams who have better records than you, fighting for those 2 wild card spots. So this to me really is a game the Eagles got to win. They got to find a way to win it. And I got to tell you, I'm just being honest with you. I don't know how. They do it, but they got to find a way. And look, we've been in tougher situations before and we've come through. They got to find a way. I want to believe that they can, but right now I'm beside myself with this loss. I'm going to do everything I can do to help this team win. I don't know what that means. I mean, what did I do? I'm going to go through everything I did last year after we lost to Dallas and we went on that run with the Rams. Got to think of everything we did and redo it. That's what we got to do this week because we need to change the mojo. We need to change how things are going. This game against Green Bay, if the Eagles pull it out, in my opinion, whole season changes. It's a lot of confidence to be given to the team. You feel pretty good. And here's the big thing. You beat Green Bay, right? Let's say they go in and they beat Green Bay. Guess what? You got like a mini bye. You got a chance to rest some guys, get healthy, regroup. And you're only 2-2. Now you come back, you play the Jets, all of a sudden you're 3-2. Now you're feeling pretty good about going in and playing at Minnesota. And hey, look, maybe you feel good enough, you go in and you beat them too. Why not? You're on a roll. Now you've won 3 and you go play Dallas. Now we're talking. Now we're back into it. But it all starts with beating Green Bay. This is an important game. This is one of the most important games I can remember early in the season for the Eagles. This is like no other Week 4 game, in my opinion. This is a game the Eagles desperately got to find a way to win. And that's the one thing I really like about this game. The Eagles are desperate. The Eagles need this game. Green Bay is 3-0. And for that reason, we got a chance. And that's what we got to hope for. So those are my thoughts pretty much the day after. It's been hard. I couldn't watch football yesterday. I didn't watch the Sunday night game. I didn't watch most of the 4 o'clock games. I watched a little of the end of the Giant game. And that was it. We have the same record as the Giants right now. How bad is that? So, look, I am not losing all hope or all faith, but it is time. It is time for this team. It's time for this team to turn it around. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.